Okay, I'm about to tell y'all another supernatural story. Uh, the first time I did a recording like this was back in 2009 or 2010. I told y'all about my first experience, um, my first supernatural experience. So I'm gonna tell y'all about my second. So this happened when I was 12. It was when I used to live. It was when I used to live on Horn Road in Bay City, and I used to play with a friend named Lalo Gonzalez. Some of y'all might know him. He used to be one of my best friends back in the day. He used to be one of my first best friends, and we would play. We would play and do all kinds of fun stuff after school. Jump on the trampoline, watch movies, do all kinds of that sort of shit. And then I had these neighbors that lived right next to me, like right in front of me. And keep in mind that we lived in a trailer park, so they were right in front of me. They were the first trailer that was right by a street. And I used to go to their house every single day. We used to call them Mr. and Mrs. Pena. And they had these two dogs, Shadow and Peanut. I remember the names. And anyways, there was one day where I went over there and Miss Pena was like, "Michael, have you heard about what's been going on with what the neighbors been talking about, what the whole neighborhood's been talking about everybody seeing this weird thing at night?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Well, mijo, you need to lock up your doors and you need to keep yourself safe. Tell your mom." I don't know if she believes in that kind of stuff, but tell her anyways. And then I didn't think anything of it. And then that night, that exact same night, my mom wanted me to go get some change for $1 at the washateria that was right across from the street from where we were living. And so she gave me the money, and I remember walking across the street, and as I approached the door, I realized it was locked, and so I couldn't get in. I looked inside, nobody was there, and so I was turning around to go walk back home, and then I heard something behind me, like a weird noise, like a whoosh. It sounded like wind, like something was going like that. And then so I turned over there and I looked, and the wall was this way, and I went to go see what was on this side of the wall. And then when I did, I saw this thing, whatever it was leaning against the wall, and its arms were resting on its knees, and it was sitting down leaning against the wall. And I remember it having a hat, and the first thing I noticed that it looked like a person until I saw wings behind it, resting, big ass wings resting on the wall. And as soon as I saw that, I kind of froze and I just stood there like in shock. And then the scariest part was not only the wings, but when it had finally realized that I was standing right there and looking at it, it had its head down, and then it looked up, and then it turned and looked at me. And when it did that, I saw red eyes, and I took off. I couldn't see what the face really looked like, but I remember seeing red eyes, and it was so scary. And as soon as I saw that, I took off and I ran home as fast as I could, screaming and crying. And then when I was running, all of a sudden I heard it go whoosh, as if it took off in the air. It sounds like some Jeepers Creepers shit, I know, but that's exactly what I saw. Exactly. And I went home, I told my mom, and she didn't really think anything of it. She thought I was watching too many scary movies. It was just my imagination. I had to stay up all night watching cartoons, trying to keep myself not so scared. And the next day, I told my neighbors about it, and they were like, that's it. That's exactly what everybody has been seeing around the whole neighborhood. So when I was a little kid, there was something on Horn Road in Bay City that looked like that. And that was my second supernatural experience, and I just thought I should have told y'all the story about it a long time ago, but I told y'all now, and if you believe me, you can. If you don't, that's all you, but I'm just telling you what I saw, and yeah.